guys, I'm Becky, my channel's What Beck Sews. Welcome back if you're a subscriber and welcome if you're new. Today's a Friday Sews where I'm going to talk about what I've been up to with you. I hope you're all well, I hope you're all happy, and I hope you've all had plenty of time to sew. It has been an absolute crazy couple of weeks. Now last week you had a vlog in place of a Friday Sews. It was my Jazz and Wow life of, and I've had so much lovely feedback and comments in that particular vlog. I just want to say a massive thank you because I was very nervous putting that out there. It's very different to the content that I normally do. Didn't know if you'd enjoy it because I was filming all different aspects, and I just really loved the fact that I had so much lovely feedback and I was able to give you something different that you enjoyed. Now, I put that up in place of that last week. I mean, I kind of had that filmed and ready to go up as like an interim video, but I had a bit of a nightmare last week. I'll be honest with you, across the last 2 weeks, my car broke. There's been so much going on. I've had a fibro flare up in the middle of all of that. And it's just, yeah, it's just been a bit crazy. So it just gave me the respite that I needed by putting that one out there instead. But it's nice to be back with you this week. I'm going to start with what I'm wearing before we get into the body of this particular vlog, because I feel like it's been 2 weeks. I've got lots to share with you. So today I have on my Tilly and the Buttons Marni blouse. This is one of my favourites, one of my most worn. It's not a typical colour that I wear very often because it's that minty kind of green, and I really struggle to wear some of these colours, but I think because of the leopard print all over it, I can kind of get away with it. Now the Marni blouse by Tilly and the Buttons is a gorgeous blouse. It's one of my favourites. I've got 3 or 4 of these now, and I've got so many more planned for my wardrobe. Now this is a very plain version. I do have a frill on the collar, but usually there's a frill across the arms. I always omit that, and I don't have the pin tucks on the arms or the top across here, but I feel that this works really nicely and is just sort of nice and plain, and it sort of fits lovely. I love this arm. It just gives a little bit of a, I don't know, something va-va-voom kind of thing. So yeah, I really like it. I do have a pair of Jazz and Wow earrings on. These are actually being released today. As you probably would have seen in my last vlog, I had planned to release them on Friday, the 27th of September, and you will see the whole collection's gone up. My link for that shop is down below. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but these are obviously in there. And these have become some of my favourite earrings, that celestial style. Anywho, that's what I'm wearing with just a pair of leggings on today, guys. And then I want to talk through some bits with you. So before we talk about plans this weekend, I'll go through something I received in the post last week, which was really, really sweet. Now, as I said, I was having actually quite a bad week last week. And I came home on Friday after having a very long day at work, after being in the office all week, after not making it to a thing with some friends that I wanted to do. And yeah, I'd been food shopping, and I walked through the door and there was this parcel on my kitchen side, and the lovely Claire, who is Sewing Bear Claire on Instagram, she had sent me a package after seeing a vlog where I talked about my love for butterflies, and she'd wrapped it up in butterfly tissue paper, and there was a little card that just had a "just to say" on it that had butterflies all over it, blue butterflies all over it. And then inside of it was just like a goodie package that had, there was a couple of tea bags in there. There was a little doggy bookmark in there, which was really sweet because she knows I love dogs and I've got dogs. There was a gorgeous butterfly scarf in there, which anything with butterflies on it, although I'm not drawn to fabrics with butterflies on it, if this was a fabric that was to make something up, I'd absolutely love it as a fabric because it's not that girly ditzy butterfly. This is just stunning, and I do wear a lot of scarves through the autumn and winter months, so it's a lovely long one and it's just gorgeous, and I absolutely love it, and it will get loads and loads of wear out of it. So massive thank you for that. But yeah, look at this. It's just such a big gorgeous scarf, and you can wear it so many different ways. But yeah, really doesn't go with this top though. The colours don't go at all with this top. So that was the first thing in the package that I got, which was stunning. Then I got this. Now I need to make a plain black Freya top to wear with this, but this is handmade. This is a little collar. So it's very similar to the Bakerloo collar, but look at that. So you can just wear it on like this, and then you do it up. It doesn't go again with what I'm wearing at all. There you go, and it sits beautifully on the shoulders. And can you see a black or cream or any one of these colours in here underneath as a Freya? How pretty would that look? It just looks stunning, and it's something that I will wear because I absolutely love. So thank you so much for that, because I came home really struggling and that just made my day. It was one of those things that when you don't expect something, I would never expect anything in the post like that, and it just made a bad day, a bad week. Yeah, really good. So thank you very much for that, Claire. I appreciate it. Now, the other thing before I talk about what I've made that came through the post was the Ace denim fabric by Fabric Godmother that I have been trying to track down. So I had lots of you message me. So whenever this was appearing anywhere, I would get a text message from one of you on Instagram telling me that it's gone up. And somebody collared me and said, well, in fact, several of you messaged me, but the first person that did, I went straight over and purchased it. And this is the denim that Fabric Mother has sold out of. Now, I do know they're planning on getting some of this back in stock. They have made a note to say that it will be going back in stock at some point. But it's just gorgeous, and the weight of it is lovely. It's not too thick, not too heavyweight. I really like the colour of it. I feel that it will suit me quite well. I'm not obviously planning on wearing it as a top. I am planning on making a pair of Theas out of it. That's really what I want to make, inspired by the gorgeous Rachel from Stitched Up, because she has made, not out of this particular denim, out of another Fabric Godmother denim, I believe, a pair of Theas, and she looks incredible in them. I mean, she just looks incredible anyway, but she looks incredible in them. So yeah, I'm planning on making a pair of them out of this. I need to twirl them though. Watching the Northern Soul Sisters vlog, they've done a vlog in collaboration with the lovely Emma, who is So Do Emma. And they've done this big collaboration all about the Theas, and I've watched theirs, I've watched Emma's. Gives you some great tips, hints, feedback on alterations that have been made, things that they've come across while they've been making it. And I definitely think I need to make a twirl based on watching their vlogs. So yeah, brilliant. If you haven't seen it, give it a go. So from a makes perspective, last time I saw you, I was making this, and I talked about a bit of a boo-boo. So this is the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra jumpsuit in the viscose crepe version of the Ace leopard print fabric from Fabric Godmother. So I shared with you that I'd made a real boo-boo on the neckline, on sticking basically the under collar of the collar on the wrong way. Don't even know how I did it. Don't know how I got it across the sewing marker. Really, I have no idea. But I'm just doing this up because I have worn this week to work. I decided in all of my wisdom, and I shared over on Instagram that I'd done this, and Ruan's reaction was quite amusing to it. It was like, oh my God, what have you done? I decided, because it had a really prominent, it was really obvious to me. And although I never have it done up, it was so obvious to me every time I looked at it, it was driving me balmy. So I decided that I was going to do something about it. I'll pop in the picture. So I just want to show you the finished article all done up. Okay, so just so you know that all turned out okay. But I pop in a picture of how it looked with the collar being the wrong way around. I wasn't going to unpick the whole thing. I had to unpick something on this fabric, and I've got really bad eyesight, even with my glasses on, and I kind of got a hole in a place that I didn't want to. So I knew that if I had to unpick all of the collar, I'd end up putting a hole in it. I'd waste the fabric and I'd be really annoyed. So I just wasn't going to do that, guys. I'm not that much of a perfectionist. So what I did was I then I snipped this off because it looked awful. And I'd done this kind of like in consultation of talking to the ladies at my sewing group. And then when it all went wrong, they all helped me get it right. So I'd cut it far too far over, and the intention was to tuck it under just so it ended up being straight down the placket. I don't know if you can see that. What I had to do was, with some glue and some cobbling, because it was so fiddly to get it back in to then try and stitch it down, I then ended up doing a blanket stitch. I don't know how well this is going to come up, but I've done like a blanket stitch across here. It's not my best work, just to make it stick in place. Now you can't see when it's on at all, and if you're that close to me, we have a problem. So I'm not that worried about it. I've done exactly the same on the other side and popped a blanket stitch on the other side. Like I said, if you're that close to me and you can see my poor stitching there, then we have an issue. But looking at it with it done up, you can't tell. And the way I wear it undone with these two buttons like that, you can't tell. So I wore this to work yesterday. I felt amazing in it. Now, before I put in some pictures of me in it, I just want to talk about the length of it, because it is the length of my knees. Now, the reason for that is I forgot I only got 2.5 meters of this particular fabric from Fabric Godmother. So I started cutting out a 3-tiered piece and realised very quickly I didn't have enough to do it. So I shortened the middle tier, which I would do anyway normally, because I am Tilly's patterns are drafted for 5'6". I am 5'4". I would automatically take some length off, but I took a little bit more length than I would, and then I shortened that 3rd layer even further. So it's made it, I've got the 3 tiers, which I think is still effective, but it's made it just knee length. The other thing that I've done deviating from the pattern is I actually put the waist ties into the side seams. I prefer it like that. I prefer the way it fits, and I either tie it up at the front or at the back. I had it in both areas this week when I wore it. I have a little Cozy Club handmade label, which I know I showed you last time in, that says I've got your back, and then you're amazing. Lovely labels, the Cozy Club handmade ones. And yeah, there's not much more to say about this. From a sizing perspective, the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra on me is the same with any Tilly pattern. So even with the Marnie, I've done exactly the same thing. I have a 4 across the shoulders. I grade out into a 5, and then to a 6 over the hip. So with this, I have done a 4 across the shoulders, graded out into a 5, because I don't need to grade out that bottom bit. I can just go for a 5 because it's slightly oversized. And that fixes that sitting in that awkward place that the Lyra does on your shoulders. Now, I think the pattern is supposed to sit over, but with me, it sat down here, and then you've got like a normal sleeve, and it looks really silly. So it just brings it so it sits right on the edge where it should sit, and it fits me perfectly on the shoulder, and I haven't had to put any darts in. I haven't had to make a shoulder adjustment. Fits me fine across the chest area. The bust darts are all in the right place. So yes, I'm really, really pleased with this. I'll pop some pictures in here so you can see. The buttons on this are a plain set that I've done as part of a Jazz and Wow make. I think I've said it before, I don't really tend to sell Jazz and Wow. These are 12mm buttons, but I don't tend to sell the plain ones because, you know, I think when you're buying handcrafted things, you like to have a bit of a mix up. And yeah, anyway, so these are 12mm buttons, which are absolutely perfect for the Lyra. And I just love how this has come together. I'm so pleased with it. It's taken me quite a while. I didn't finish this until my sewing social last weekend. And it has really taken me quite a while to get this done, but it's finally done. I'm so happy. So that is the Lyra dress. Now, I have started working on something else. I started working on something else at my sewing social, but I haven't got it to hand to share with you, but it is the Pattern Emporium Dream On dress. I'll pop a picture in here of the Dream On. It's something that will be a work in progress. I'm not going to get it finished this week. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that I'd started it with some of the viscose jerseys that I have bought from Neil's Fabrics. And again, because I only had a short amount of meterage, I've been playing with the tiers. It's not going to come out quite as the pattern needed, but it's the first time I'm making the dress, so it's kind of like a toile, but a wearable toile that I want to wear. So yeah, I am working on that. I'll talk about that in more detail when I've got it with me to share with you. So now I want to talk about what I'm doing this weekend. So I'm travelling today to Scotland. I am going to meet Adele after lunch, and we are going over to the airport, and we've got a flight later this afternoon, and I'm so excited. We are staying in a lovely flat with Katie from Whatever Katie Sews, Angela from Devon Thread Tales, and then obviously Adele from Sew for Serenity. And Scottish Frocktails is a meetup where everybody gets together, shows off their fancy frocks, and yeah, just has a good evening. Now, I had a bit of a wobble at the beginning of the week, and that was about the dress that I have made. So I have made, and I've shared it with you, a Nina Lee Holland Park dress. I've made it in this gorgeous sort of, it is poly satin fabric that's just got this fanciness about it. And it's a lovely dress. But at the beginning of the week, after seeing vlogs and Instagram posts and other people's made up dresses, and seeing what some of my friends are wearing, I kind of had this wobble that what I'd done wasn't good enough and that it wasn't going to be fancy enough to wear. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because I think this isn't an insecurity that I am the only person in the world that would have this insecurity when they make something up to go to any event, whether it be the dressmaker's ball or a version of Frocktails, because we want to make the best things that we can make and we want to show them off. And I went for something very simple because I wanted it to fit in my wardrobe. But then I had this wobble and this fear that it's not going to be good enough, which is ridiculous, to the point where I pulled out a load of patterns on Sunday and decided I was going to make something completely different. And I pulled out the McCalls M8174. I'll pop a picture of the pattern in here. I had a particular fabric in mind. I couldn't find that fabric anywhere because the whole house is up in the air because of the sewing room. So I then went, right, I'm going to go for second best. So I pulled this out, which is a very precious fabric of mine, and thought, wow, that would look amazing in that. Definitely a statement piece. I mean, how often I'd wear it in my wardrobe, I don't know, but definitely a statement piece. But I didn't have enough of this fabric. It requires more than 2 meters, and I only had 2 meters. And I very carefully laid out all the pattern pieces after cutting the pattern pieces out, and very carefully pinned it all on so I could see if I could get it all in. It didn't work. So I was like, I need a 3 meter piece. So I went upstairs and I found a 3 meter piece. And this was the 3 meter piece of fabric I've got. Sorry about that. This is the 3 meter piece of fabric that I ended up cutting up. It's really, really lovely. I got it from Neil's Fabrics. It's got this gorgeous print all over it. It's a stretch fabric, but I've wasted this 3 meters because I laid all the pattern pieces out on this one, but I didn't on this one. And because I didn't lay them out on this one, I didn't realise that I wouldn't be able to fit one of the big skirt pieces onto this. So I cut everything and got to that last piece. And then I threw my toys out the pram and gave up, and it all went back under the, and it is literally under the sofa that is behind you right now. So that was a wasted effort. It was a waste of fabric. It was completely pointless. And I reverted back to the fact that I am going to go with the original dress that I made and stop being insecure that it's not going to be fancy enough, because I know that when I put all my makeup on, and I do like to put a bit of makeup on when I go to these kind of things, and I have got my big bold statement earrings on and I'm out with my friends, I'm going to feel fantastic. And it's something that I've made, and it's something that I'm proud of, and I need to stop with the insecurity thing. But I'm only sharing this with you because there are so many of us that go to these events. I just feel that I'm not the only person, that I'm not alone in this, and that if you do feel like this and you're worrying, don't. Do you. That's all I'm going to say. Do you. And I am going to do me. I'm going to wear what I've made and be happy in what I've made, and I'm going to look fabulous. So that is Scottish Frocktails. I've got a weekend there. I know we're planning on visiting So Confident. I'm really excited. I cannot wait for this weekend. I need a break. I need some time with my friends. And yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So that is what I'm up to. I would like to say that I'm going to vlog it, and I'm going to film, and I'm going to be a good vlogger, and I'm going to be able to share that journey with you. And maybe I will, but I'm not guaranteeing that that's what I'm going to do. I want to go and I want to enjoy myself, and I want to make the most of spending time with my friends and catching up with a few people that I know that is going and that I haven't seen for a while. And if that means I forget to film the process, then I forget to film it and I enjoy it and I'm living in the moment. If I remember to film bits, I obviously will do, and I will share it with you when I can. So that's it for me this week. There's no sewing plans because I'm not really going to be around. When I am around, I'm going to be carrying on with the Jazz and Wow advent calendars that I've been carefully doing. Don't forget to check out my new collection that's been released today, and you'll find that link down below in the description box. Now, guys, don't forget to give this vlog a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. Take care. Have a fantastic week. Bye.